Welcome to my stream. Today we're talking black suit costumes. And somebody asked me this the other day when I was on Odin's stream. They were asking me how many costumes I could think of to do with just a black suit. And that got the little hamsters running and turning those wheels, and I came up with my own list. And I figured that we could talk this list and see what you guys think about it. So first one is one of my favorites, Men in Black. That one's an easy peasy one. You need some sunglasses. I stole these from the movie theater. Now you guys look like 3D real life. Sunglasses, a neuralizer, a cricket. It's all about the accessories. You just need the simple black suit, black tie, and the right accessories. On that same line, next on the list is the Blues Brothers. That one is also determined by the accessories. Again, black sunglasses. I would see if I could find an old 1980s, 90s digital watch, you know, the ones that give you like the digital display, preferably in something gold, and a harmonica. And I think that one could be a very fun one. Next on the list, oh yeah, Harry Potter and all his friends from Hogwarts. So they kind of go through different styles of clothing depending on what year they go to Hogwarts. But if you wear a basic black suit, you don't even need the jacket, just the pants, shirt, the right color tie, yellow, gold, green, depending on which house you're in and which character you want it to be. And then bonus points if you have a graduation robe that you can throw on over it. But I count those Harry Potter costumes as a costume you can do with a suit. Ooh, fun one. Pulp Fiction. This one, you got to get into the wigs and kind of get into the character. And then if you carry around a little bit of baby powder, you can just make jokes all night long. The next two on my list are very different ends of the spectrum, but can also be done with the simple black suit. You can go Lex Luthor in a very clean black suit and a bald cap. Or you can go for Clark Kent, get the suit, and then kind of, again, these are movie theater glasses. Superman. And then putting a Superman shirt underneath a black suit. Superman, Lex Luthor. I don't know, could be a couple's costume. Next on my list is kind of cheating, but I don't care. You could go as Day of the Dead. You can go as a skeleton. I didn't put Jack Skellington on the list because it's a pinstripe suit and not just a black suit, but I feel like with either a skeleton mask or face paint, you can just wear a black suit and be festively Halloween, and so I count it as a Halloween costume. The next one is kind of an obvious one. You can always go as James Bond. You can dress it up and go for the full-on tuxedo. So I do have tuxedos mixed in the list. I didn't go pinstripe suits, but I went with, I figured tuxedos counted because they're a type of suit. I don't know. But 007 is a fun Halloween costume to do, and you can walk around with a little martini glass and tell everyone you need it shaken, not stirred. James Bond, he has his gun, and if you want to do a couple's costume, you can always go James Bond and a Bond girl, whichever one's your favorite. That one is a fun one. But also, if you guys get separated, it's like, which one are you? Who are you? Okay, and on the lines of, I am counting tuxedos, the Saw puppet. That is one I personally dressed up as, and I had a really fun time at the party because I had my seat wherever I wanted to go because I drove in on my own little tricycle. Little tuxedo, Saw mask, tricycle for bonus effect, but not necessarily, but I highly recommend. The next one on the list I have is kind of on the same lines of Superman, but to go for the Batman. If you have a double-breasted black suit, kind of more the 50s style, especially if it has the really broad shoulders, you could play as Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy, but always call yourself Batman in your head. John Wick, I think that one has to do with if you go for a wig, and then also if you want to go blood splatter, that one could be a fun one to do. V for Vendetta. There's a whole crowd that dresses up, but if you wear a black suit, the Guy Fawkes mask, and a cape, you kind of have that costume down, and it's really an easy one and a fun one to be. The next one is technically a tuxedo again, but I'm still counting it in my black suit costume, is Joker from Suicide Squad. I think that was a great version of Joker. I like doing him, but it works so much better when you got the purple and the green, but I think that the suit with the Joker is a really fun version of him. Next one's me stretching it a little bit, because Hugh Hefner, I prefer to use the 1950s, like those kind of fun, crazy jackets, but you can do the black suit if you throw on a brocade bathrobe, especially if it has like the Playboy bunny or bunny slippers for Hugh Hefner. And now that he's passed on, you can also make him in heaven or in hell, and depending on which way you want to play the game or what party you're going to. Oh yeah, the Beatles. You can do skinny black suits with the skinny black ties and then do the different wigs. The next one is also technically a three-piece suit, but the Monopoly Man. I think that one's a very fun one to do. You get a top hat. Does he have a monocle or glasses? I've always imagined him with a monocle, but I think he has glasses. He doesn't have monocle at all. Or glasses. But he is wearing the classic little suit with the top hat, and depending on which version. But no monocle. Why do I always imagine him with a little monocle? I can't be the only one. Okay, so Neo from The Matrix doesn't quite make the list because he has a specific jacket and look and style. But the virus guy, I forgot his name. I feel like he's perfect for the simple black suit. He just wears a black suit and the sunglasses. I already turned these into Superman glasses, but the virus. And then you can always, like, when you're that guy, you're gonna be like, are you the man in black? Are you? So it's really about the character and what party you're going to. Okay, the next two are kind of cheating. They're not cheating because they do count, but I was thinking you can do like the masquerade. So if you wear a black suit and like a fun masquerade mask, especially like the Plague Doctor mask, and like dress it up steampunk, that one's a fun one. Again, not a traditional, this is what I am, but I'm gonna count it as a steampunk doctor. You could wear a suit, throw on a cape, and then I'm gonna 100% count it. Vampire, Dracula. I know it's a little cheesy and cliche, but that one's an easy one to do with a black suit. Throw on your black suit. You could go tie, bow tie. It depends on your Dracula's taste. And a cape, teeth. Tell everybody you want to drink their blood. Walk around with a bloody margarita. You know, I think a vampire 100% counts for black suit costume. The next one, however, is a little pushing it, but it works. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse you can do in a lot of different ways, but you can always do his classic suits because Mickey Mouse at the park wears all sorts of suits. And then you just really need the mascot head and the gloves. The gloves are easy to find. They sell them at Disneyland, so they're easy to find. Just getting those big fluffy gloves with any of his looks, but doing a black suit with gloves and then getting the Mickey Mouse head. And then you need a big polka dot tie. That you need a big clown tie to really pull off the Mickey Mouse. But I feel like that one counts because you can do his costume with a black suit. Scarface, I feel like a pinstripe suit's a great one. There's like, he has different variations that could be a lot of fun, but he does wear a black suit with the open shirt. And I think that's like this big main scene, so maybe not the best option, but it depends on what suits you have. No tie, get the 70s biggest collars you can, really like open it up, preferably if you could be splattered in blood with a Tommy gun as an accessory, and then you can tell everybody hello, say hello to my little friend. Okay, next one. It's really about, you gotta know your crowd that you're going to. I put Andy Warhol because you throw on a black suit and his wig and just walk around with some yellow paint painting bananas everywhere. I feel like Andy Warhol could really be a fun one, and also could be a fun couple's costume if you wanted to be a Warhol painting, you know, do the Marilyn but do the crazy fun makeup. Like, I think that he's enough of a character that he made my list. The Reservoir Dogs, especially if you want to do a group costume. I think that one's fun. The black suits with skinny black ties. And sunglasses. Again, look at these. I turned him into Superman glasses way too soon. A lot of these costumes, they just need black sunglasses. But Reservoir Dogs, I feel like that one is a fun one. Ooh, you want to go something scary and you want to wear a black suit? Christian Bale from American Psycho. Wear a nice black suit, style your hair back, really comb it up nice, and then put a rain jacket on. Bonus points if it's covered in blood. And then you can have a fun accessory. He's so creepy and scary. I think that one would be a fun one to do for Halloween as a black suit costume. I would count Michael Scott as a good black suit costume, but not necessarily Jim Halpert. Michael Scott, wear the black suit, preferably a red tie or a blue tie, but you know, more of the power colors, and then walk around with World's Best Boss mug, sip on it, throw out Michael Scott lines all night. You could have a blast, especially if you can like do your hair like him. Jim Halpert only works as if you have a Pam, and he wears more of a blue suit, no jacket, kind of rolled sleeves. But as soon as you lose Pam, it's like, who are you? Did you dress up for Halloween? So Jim Halpert, not enough to make the list for a good Halloween costume, but Michael Scott, 100%. If you wanted to do kind of an office theme. And Dwight is great, but he's not a black suit. He wears yellow and mustard and go Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica. People will laugh. So now if you want to go superhero bad guys, we had Lex Luthor, but also Kingpin, the big bad guy from Spider-Verse. Just even if you like overdo yourself, I think that one could be really a fun one. He's nice and scary in my opinion. Touching it. So we don't have to count it. But I'm saying if you have a cool pattern on the inside of your black suit jacket, turning it inside out and putting your tie around your head. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know. It's totally pushing it. And it only works as if you have that very specific paisley lining. But it's one that kept coming to my head, so I had to write it down, okay? So I think the Fresh Prince counts as a suit. Black suit, but his jacket's inside out. Now, if you have a black suit with a really good crest or patch on it, and you can do the Carlton dance, maybe you could pull off that one, but that one didn't quite make my list. But Fresh Prince, if you have the jacket. Okay, the next one / two don't really count, but could count. You could go TV lawyer, like Better Call Saul, or you could do legal, depending on if you have that look, wear a really clean suit, you know, do your hair and like start throwing out a bunch of legal jargon. It really depends on the crowd. It depends on who you're hanging out with and if they would get it. So, not the strongest, but they made my list. The next one I kind of like, it's Roy Kent. I really like his look. You wear a black suit with a black shirt and a black tie. Really clean. It's very distinguished. You know, walk around with a soccer ball or start telling people all about soccer. And all of a sudden, people will get it, especially if they watch the show. We are to Professor X. Now, this one's great for a wheelchair costume, but you can also have the cerebral head, but just a basic black suit and kind of the accessories. Ooh. So, aliens from Doctor Who, The Silence. Wait, did I say it right? Aliens from Doctor Who, The Silence. So those ones are great because they're that black suit with the skinny black tie, but then it's the mask. So, very classic alien, very sci-fi vibes. I liked that one. For all you K-pop fans out there, BTS. They do that very clean, skinny tie, fitted suit. BTS, I think, makes a really good group costume if you want it to all go together. Again, tuxedo, but I'm still counting tuxedo costumes. Sailor Moon's boyfriend, tuxedo mask. I think that one's a great one, especially if Sailor Moon's gonna be at the party. Next on the list, you can go the suit, the tuxedo suit, or he has a pinstripe suit that's a little more recognizable, but because he wears the tuxedo and you come to him on the day of his daughter's wedding, you can go for the Godfather look. I feel like that one's a great, classic, fun one. It's really about playing the character. You could get a carnation even better, you know? Phantom of the Opera. You need a black suit, a cape, and the mask. Opera gloves if you want. You can go as fancy or as plain, but Phantom of the Opera. And finally, last but not least, always a classic, Charlie Chaplin. Now, there are better and worse degrees to go with this one. He really does have a stylized suit, but Charlie Chaplin does have a black suit. Made my list. So these next two don't count on my list, but I just wanted to list them because they made me laugh. They both actually are gray suits on different ends of the spectrum. Your gray suit's too small for you? Pee Wee Herman. Your gray suit's on the big side and looks like you borrowed it from your dad? Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, you gotta do a little mustache and a bald cap and get real personal. It's all about the character, Pee Wee Herman, little red bow tie, and start laughing at everything. So they are not on the black suit list, but I laughed when I thought of them, so I added them to my list. Are there any costumes that I left out? Can you think of more? So if you can think of anything that I've left off, I would love to expand this because I think simple suit is a very good base for a lot of different costumes. I hope you enjoyed my pictures, and I will see you next week. Bye.